Imagine a nuclear war has just begun. Major cities are destroyed. Communication networks are down. The Pentagon is gone. But the United States military is still fighting, because somewhere high above the clouds, a massive aircraft is circling the Earth, acting as the last surviving command center of the U.S. government. This aircraft is known as the Doomsday Plane, officially called the Boeing E-4B Nightwatch, one of the most secretive and powerful command aircraft ever built. Today we'll break down everything about this incredible machine, why it was created, its Cold War origins, its nuclear war survival systems, its size, engines, speed, and crew, its powerful communication technology, and whether it is ready for the next global crisis. To understand the Doomsday Plane, we must go back to the Cold War. During the 1960s and 1970s, tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union reached terrifying levels. Both countries possessed thousands of nuclear weapons. Military planners feared one nightmare scenario. What if a surprise nuclear strike destroyed Washington, the Pentagon, and America's military headquarters? If that happened, the president and generals could lose the ability to command the military, and that could mean chaos. So the U.S. created a radical solution, a flying command center that could survive nuclear war. In the early 1970s, the U.S. Air Force launched a secret program. The goal: turn a giant airliner into a flying war headquarters. The aircraft chosen was the legendary Boeing 747. The first version, called the E-4A, entered service in 1974, but improvements were quickly made. By 1980, the upgraded Boeing E-4B Nightwatch entered service. Only 4 aircraft were ever built, making them among the rarest strategic aircraft on Earth. This aircraft is enormous. Length 231 feet, about 70 meters. Wingspan 195 feet. Height 63 feet. Maximum weight nearly 800,000 pounds. Inside the aircraft are 3 decks filled with communication equipment and command centers. Inside the aircraft is essentially a flying pentagon. The plane includes a command operations center, a military briefing room, secure communication stations, work areas for planners, crew rest areas, and even private quarters for the Secretary of Defense. If necessary, the aircraft can coordinate a global war from the sky. Powering the aircraft are 4 massive turbofan engines. Each engine produces about 52,500 pounds of thrust. Performance includes maximum speed about 600 miles per hour, service ceiling more than 30,000 feet, range over 7,000 miles. But with air-to-air refueling, the aircraft could remain airborne for days during a global crisis. Operating the Doomsday Plane requires a large team. A typical mission includes pilots, flight engineers, communications specialists, intelligence officers, nuclear command staff, security personnel. The aircraft can carry over 110 personnel. A flying military headquarters. The real power of the Doomsday Plane is communication. The aircraft carries more than 60 antennas. These allow it to communicate with nuclear submarines underwater, intercontinental ballistic missiles, strategic bomber aircraft, military bases across the globe. It can even transmit nuclear launch orders if necessary. One of its most incredible systems is a 5-mile-long trailing antenna used to contact submarines deep underwater. The aircraft was built to survive the worst day in human history. It is protected against electromagnetic pulse attacks, radiation, and intense heat from nuclear explosions. Even its electronics are specially hardened. This means the aircraft can continue operating even after nearby nuclear detonations. Interestingly, the Doomsday Plane carries no offensive weapons, no missiles, no guns. Instead, it relies on electronic countermeasures, missile warning systems, and fighter jet escorts. Its greatest defense is distance and mobility. Building the aircraft was extremely expensive. Each one originally cost about $223 million. Today, that would equal more than $1 billion per aircraft. Operating it costs roughly $160,000 per hour. The Doomsday Plane has been deployed during several major crises. One famous moment occurred during the September 11th attacks. Observers reported seeing the aircraft flying over Washington as the attacks unfolded. It was likely launched to ensure the government could continue operating if the situation escalated. Even today, the Doomsday Plane remains on 24-hour alert. At least one aircraft is always ready to launch within minutes. Its mission is known as continuity of government, ensuring the United States can always command its military. But the current fleet is aging. Some aircraft are now over 40 years old. So the U.S. Air Force is developing a replacement program called Survivable Airborne Operations Center. The next generation Doomsday Plane could cost more than $13 billion to develop. The Doomsday Plane represents a powerful idea. Even if the world collapses, even if cities are destroyed, even if ground command centers disappear, the United States will still have the ability to command its military from the sky. A flying Pentagon, a nuclear war command center, the Boeing E-4B Nightwatch, America's ultimate airborne fortress. Thank you for watching. If this video was interesting, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so that you won't miss our next video.